Today I am working with Tuff. Tuff is my 9-year-old Carolina Marsh Tacky gelding. He's got some under saddle issues. He likes to be totally fine, and then he will all of a sudden just break apart and drop a shoulder, spook out from underneath you, and has been a little bit unsafe for riding. He also has a tendency to kind of mentally just check out and not stay connected with his handler. So we've been taking things really slow with him. Today we're just working with him under saddle. He's been a little slow, not really wanting to keep up with me. Just kind of trying to not stay connected, be a little lazy, and then he has to kind of hustle to keep back up. I will say right here, I wish I had gotten my stick and string out of the horse trailer, and I did not, and that made my job a lot harder. But it is what it is. I didn't get it, and I should have. But we got back on track here. There he goes. Now, just gonna start working him around in a little circle at a trot. Fairly well. He does have an ear tipped in at me. Before, he would be very, very braced and keep his head turned out, trying to not make any kind of eye contact. So that was a little bit better than before. Here I want him to just stand right behind me. He knows this. This is not something new. He's just testing the boundaries, which is fine. But I like him to be right behind me, and there he can relax and just be in a safe zone. And we're going to go the other way. All I want him to do is just turn and follow behind me. Kind of catch up there. He's been a little slow. And then he's got to hustle to get back around. And he doesn't really want to. If I didn't have that rope on him, he would have just left. So he's still trying to not really connect. So we're just going to move some feet around. Found Tuff does a little bit better when he gets a little bit of energy out. If he stands around and he's too quiet for too long, kind of gets in his head. So moving his feet a little bit, it's pretty good for him. He's going better at this side. He's paying attention a little bit better. Come in. I asked him to back away. He was a bit too close into my circle than I would like for him to be. I was going to back up and have to give him a little bit more pressure. That's good. Ask him to come back in. So I'm just giving him some exercises to do. We really got to work on our backing a little bit more. He's been a little difficult there. When I have the stick and string, he does a lot better. which means he's paying attention to that stick and string versus my energy. So we're just going to practice this a little bit more over time because he's taking a little bit more pressure than I would like to back up. But here, I like that. His head's down. Give him a minute. I'm just going to let him relax and think about what he's doing here. He's doing a little bit of licking and chewing, so I'm just going to ignore him. Just let him kind of process that. You know, I answer some emails and text some friends. Change the music. That kind of thing. Are fixing to add a little bit of a lope in. Now usually at the lope he gets a little bit too fast and he gets a little bit nervy and he's not really paying attention to the handler all that well. So what I'm going to try to do is just ask him for a few steps into the lope and then stop and turn back into me and connect right back with me. So his ears on me, he's a little bit bracy to the outside. I would like him to be a little bit turned like that towards me. I'm going to ask him to lope here. And that was pretty good. I do have some poles on the ground, which kind of threw him off, which was fine because it broke him down to a trot. So he didn't have time to think about trying to bronc out or, kind of get a little bit too quick. Again, and then I just stop him. Just a few steps and then stop. And we did that a few times, and he actually did really well, and there was no bucking today or shying. So I was proud of where he stopped at today.